But is that the mindset it takes to build something like your father built? Like, you have to think that what you're doing is ultimately right,
yes,
and that it's the only way. And he, and he was again brought in with this whole culture and these rituals and this family that where he couldn't see another way out.
No, and you know what it was with him? This is another, fault on my dad. His legend in that life was more important than anything. He wanted to be known as the one guy that would stand up under any circumstance, which he did. I mean, he could have cooperated. They would have cut him slack, but no way. He died with his boots on. He wouldn't want to be known as anything else. And that was it. But unfortunately, sacrificed his family. And that's why, Brian, for any kids listening, I always say the mob life, Cosa Nostra Mafia, evil lifestyles. Gang life, the same thing. Why? Not because the guys are evil. Look, I met a lot of good guys in that. I really did. And I was one of the guys, so I'm not going to call people evil. But the lifestyle is evil because I don't know any family of any member of that life that hasn't been destroyed, devastated. So any lifestyle that does that to a family has got to be evil, bad. And that's why I tell these young kids, you cannot stay on the street. You're going to destroy your family and yourself. That's it.
So crime doesn't pay. Is it a karma issue? Is it just if you're doing bad things will happen to you? How do you view it now?
Look, I don't know if I believe in karma. As a Christian, I believe that you reap what you sow. So I guess you can call that karma. You reap what you sow in life. But, it's, you can't hang out with the wrong people and be accountable to the wrong people, continue to do the wrong things and think it's going to end up okay. It's the definition of insanity, keep doing the same wrong thing, think you're going to have a different outcome. So, and look, in this life I have found out, number one, we are who we hang out with. We're judged by the people we surround ourselves with and who we are accountable to. When I was on the street, I was accountable to my oath, to my boss. I was a criminal. Every day of my life on the street, I'm violating the laws of God and the laws of man because that's who I was accountable to. Now, with the grace of God, I've been able to, transform that part of my life. I'm accountable to God, to my wife, to my children, to people that trust me. So I'm on the right path. I try to stay on it. But, remember this, it's what I tell these guys too. You can take the boy out of Brooklyn. Can't always take Brooklyn out of the boy. I have the same instincts that I've had. They don't go away. Sometimes I want to deal with things the wrong way, but I catch myself, as much as I can. But this is a tough life to navigate. There really is, Brian. And I think you've experienced that.
I have. And meanwhile, you've got the public that are fascinated and almost idolize this gangster lifestyle.
Yes.
The movies, the casinos, the Goodfellas. Part of the reason you get so much attention and exposure. People, they somehow want to be something that they don't want to be.
Exactly.
But yet we still have this thirst, this want. How do you explain that? Why is everyone so fascinated with this lifestyle?
I don't know if you've been watching or have you seen yet, I don't know if it's here yet, but there's a new television series called The Offer.
No.
Okay. When you get it, watch it. It's very good. And it's the prequel to the making of The Godfather, how The Godfather got made. And at the same time, they're telling the story of Joe Colombo, the Italian-American Civil Rights League, and how that turned out to be his demise. But it also tells how much influence that Colombo and our family had over the making of The Godfather. Now that was my era. I was right there throughout all. So it's exciting to watch the show. There's some discrepancies, but it's a great show. The actors are everybody's doing a great job. But what was my point on this? Where were we going with it?
You made the ultimate form of media that then allowed people to idolize that lifestyle, which was The Godfather.
Here's the thing. It's all about the media. It's all about entertainment. I mean, look, when The Godfather came out, guys on the street were acting different because it elevated the persona of guys on the street in a big way. I'm telling you, I witnessed it. I watched it. All of these movies. I speak to young kids. Michael, come on, man. You had the cars, you had the money, you had all the women, you had people catering to you all the time. I said, I know. That was Goodfellas, right? Did you watch the second half of the movie? Who got killed? Who lost everything? Who went to jail? They don't see that. They only see the money, the power, and that's an aphrodisiac to people. Brian, when I first started speaking, I was pretty well known in New York. We had a hot name. Maybe on the West Coast, Florida, yes, because where I got indicted there too. In the Midwest, Text. Nobody knew who I was. They put on a marquee, the mob guy is going to be there, standing room only. People are interested in the lifestyle. It's all the media, Hollywood, entertainment, the news. I mean, John Gotti, come on. You know, how many people wanted to be John Gotti? How many people wanted to be Michael Corleone, Vito Corleone? It's the media.
Because they see the upside, but they don't see what comes.
They don't see it, and they don't pay attention to it.
Right, right. It's almost like the movie Wall Street. You see Gordon Gekko, but you don't realize at the end everybody went to jail.
Exactly.
Right, and so it's a human concept. Maybe we want something, we don't want to pay for it.
Yes, and you know, somebody, my wife and I were talking. There was, I don't remember, it was an FBI agent at a conference. Yeah, I think it was at a conference. And they asked, what's this fascination with the mob? And I think he gave a good answer. He said, well, England has their royalty, United States has the mafia. And that's how and you know, I thought about it. I said, I think he's right.